and gentlemen, it is Chris here from the FAV5FIVE Internetwork, here with another FAV5. I know it's been a very long time since I've made a FAV5, and I'm deeply apologetic. I've been very busy with doing stuff for the channel. We have a WordPress out now. That link will be down below. We're going to be updating it with news. That's another thing we got to start working on. And we've just been busy here at the FAV5FIVE Internetwork, but have no fear. We got reviews coming out this week. I got a Street Beat coming out this week because I'm going. It's actually 2 shows. I'm doing this now. We're busting out content for you guys, and we'd like to thank you all for getting us to 90 subscribers. I haven't officially thanked everyone yet, but the next goal is 100, so let's get there. With your guys' help, that can happen. So today's FAV5 topic is, I only felt it was appropriate with Monday Night Raw 1000 being next week. The top 5 moments in Monday Night Raw history. Now, in its 999 episodes, Monday Night Raw has produced some of the most memorable moments in wrestling history. And, it was very hard to make a list of 5. So I'm going to give some honorable mentions, One of my favorite personal moments that didn't make the list was the Edge and Lita live sex celebration. That was groundbreaking television. I think Monday Night Raw got one of its biggest ratings of all time. Another controversial and huge moment was when Shane McMahon bought WCW. And just, there's been such great moments in Monday Night Raw history, Everyone's going to have their own list. I've even searched lists to see, who can I compare this to. A couple of people have put theirs out, and for the most part, everyone's is different. So, if you have a list, please comment below. I'd love to read it. Give reasons why. And, this is just my opinion. This isn't the law. Just want to make that clear now, because, like I said, everyone's opinions will vary. Now, number 5 is a moment that forever would shake up the landscape of WWE for the better. I mean, this was something groundbreaking to the PG era. So, obviously, this is somewhat recent. The event that took place June 7th, 2010 on the Viewer's Choice Monday Night Raw. Now, it was just shaping up to be an average Monday Night Raw. We saw the main event of John Cena and CM Punk, and everyone was kind of bored with it. And then suddenly, we saw the NXT rookie Wade Barrett come out, stand on the rail, and then all of the other members of the NXT Season 1 cast came out and wreaked havoc. Now, this was definitely a shocking moment, to say the least. Now, for a lot of people, especially me, me being a younger fan, we didn't see the NWO. We didn't get to live through it, and if we did, we were only about 2 years old, so you don't really remember anything when you're 2 years old, let's be honest. So, this was something just crazy. This was something that us wrestling fans, we never saw a new stable, like a whole new stable form and just wreak havoc, being younger wrestling fans. And then even older wrestling fans, they find this to be a big moment in Raw history, This would lead to a lot of storyline progression, not so great storyline progression, but some awesome stuff as well. It would lead to controversy with Daniel Bryan getting fired. It would lead to the push of Wade Barrett. It would just put Wade Barrett in the title picture, and then, to this day, people still talk about how groundbreaking that initial invasion was, because, it was just such an average Monday Night Raw. It was really nothing special, and then that happened, and you wanted to know what happened next. Like, you had to tune into Raw that next week, and that's how they got the job done, because if you wanted to tune into Raw that next week, they obviously got their job well done, and it was one of those moments that just always sticks out at the top of my head as being one of the best Monday Night Raw moments of all time. Now, number 4 is a moment that occurred on August 9th, 1999. Now, for a while on Monday Night Raw, there was this countdown clock playing, and everyone was kind of, it said to the new millennium, countdown to the new millennium. Everyone's like, well, that's going to be in January, so what's going on right now? And then it started ticking down, and ticking down. And a couple of people had the idea of it being Chris Jericho, not everybody, but there were a couple of signs in the crowd that night. But then finally, when The Rock was in the ring, the countdown clock ticked to 0. And Y2J, Raw is Jericho, Chris Jericho, debuted. This was probably one of the most memorable debuts of all time. Just with the amount of hype surrounding it, everyone wanted to know what was going to happen when this countdown clock hit 0. Because everyone had the impression it was going to be someone coming. No one knew for a fact who was coming. A couple people, like I said, knew it was Chris Jericho, but no one knew for a fact who it was going to be. And when Chris Jericho came out, he got a pretty big reaction because a lot of people recognized him from WCW. He was, Lionheart Chris Jericho. And, it's such a memorable moment, I love the moment The Rock says, "What is your name?" And Jericho goes, well, my name, and The Rock just goes, it doesn't matter what your name is, and then Jericho puts on that sad face. It was priceless. It was just a great debut, you know, but Jericho really didn't do much after that until further, like, later on, you know, he didn't get an instant push. But that was definitely one of the most memorable Raw moments in my mind. It's just one of those things that, it just sticks out as being awesome, you know, it was one of those things that was very well hyped, and it delivered, and the fans remember it forever, you know. I love when they do stuff like this, but, you know, sometimes we just overhype stuff, and then the delivery's kind of just like, that blew. But you know, this was awesomely hyped, and the whole moment was just great. The second best Raw moment in history occurred on January 4th, 1999, and this is one of these moments that just gives me chills. It was The Rock taking on Mick Foley for the WWF Championship. Now, this was during the Monday Night Wars, and all the stakes were high. You know, WCW started leaking Raw spoilers because Raw was pre-taped and stuff like that. Now, let's just set this up. The Rock comes out with the corporation, but DX is already ringside. And, you know, the odds were so against Mankind, aka Mick Foley. And, you know, the match was pretty decent. It was a no DQ match. And then, you know, a lot of people were watching WCW. But then, Stone Cold comes out on Raw. He comes out and the crowd goes ballistic. He goes and he hits The Rock with the chair. And meanwhile, on WCW Nitro, Eric Bischoff is saying, yeah, they're going to give Mankind the title. Have fun putting butts in seats with that one. Or something along those lines, like putting butts in seats with that. And 600,000 people changed the channel. 600,000 people changed the channel. Just in time to see Jerry Lawler freaking out, Mankind on top of Rock, and Mankind wins the title. The first time. When I first saw that moment, you know, I, of course, wasn't watching wrestling at the time. I was only 2. I got chills. It was one of those moments that you love seeing. The underdog coming up strong. And, you know, the corporation and DX being ringside only added, like, all hell's gonna break loose any minute. It just, everyone knew that was gonna happen. And when it did, everyone was just like, oh my god, Mankind may win this. Because DX started attacking the corporation, Stone Cold ran out, hit Rock with the chair, and it was just amazing. You know, Mankind, Mick Foley is probably one of the most humble wrestlers of all time, and it was just a great moment to see him finally reach the mecca of sports entertainment, especially someone who deserves it. You know, he's one of those guys I admire for being just a risk taker and putting it all on the line for his fans, and that moment, absolutely awesome. And, you know, that was probably, I think it was one of the most highest rated segments in the Monday Night Wars. It definitely was for Raw's sake, because, you know, Nitro was getting a lot of the viewers at this point, but, you know, that definitely, you know, in the, I think it was the last time that Raw won the ratings battle. Maybe the last time ever, actually. So, it was definitely groundbreaking, to say the least. Now, the number one moment on this list, people say is the number one moment in professional wrestling history. September 22nd, 1997. Live from Madison Square Garden, Monday Night Raw. Stone Cold for a while has been stunning people, you know, and his anger towards Vince McMahon steadily rose to its mecca, its peak. They're in the ring together. There was speculation that something groundbreaking was going to happen. You know, the entire roster backstage is sitting watching this. Stone Cold goes, kiss my ass, kicks McMahon in the nuts, stuns him, and all hell broke loose in Madison Square Garden. Stone Cold gets arrested in the storyline. Everyone in the crowd's going insane. It was probably one of the most hyped moments in Raw history. It was the most hyped moment in Raw history, in my opinion. Just because weeks after weeks after weeks after weeks, we see Stone Cold stunning people, and his hate for McMahon rising, and then he finally does it. It was awesome. It's just a great moment. You know, Stone Cold getting carried out by the cops, just so happy that he did it. The crowd was going nuts. Madison Square Garden was the perfect crowd for it, too. And it was just awesome, to say the least. Now, that is my top 5 list of Monday Night Raw moments. I hope you enjoyed. Please do comment below your list. I'd love to read them. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.